guys, I wanted to come on here. Happy New Year, right? We haven't seen or spoken to each other for the New Year, but so Happy New Year to everyone, all our past members and all our new members. Happy New Year to each and every one of you, and I wish that this year is your $1 million year. I am your coach, Adanna Austin. I work with entrepreneurs like yourself to get very clear on your goals, identify your ideal clients, and develop the strategies to grow your business. So that's what I do in a nutshell, and I really want us to start off 2023 with a bang. I want us to start off with so much energy and to be intentional in what we are doing. We spent a lot of 2022 planning, writing, studying, doing courses after courses and programs after programs, right? This is your year of implementation, guys. You have to make the decision to implement. You're going to fail. You're not going to meet deadlines sometimes. You're going to get some no's, but that is okay. If you're ready to move from where you are to where you want to be, it's all about the implementation. What am I actively doing every single day, not once a month, but every single day, to move my business forward, to shift me from where I need to be? And what am I doing with my productivity? We're not just talking about busy work, right? Because you know we can get into that busy work at the end of the day. We're tired, but our business hasn't shifted. We haven't spoken to anybody. We haven't sold a thing. We haven't actually shown up, right? We're not talking about the busy work. We're talking about the work that you know that you have to do to get your sales, to get seen, and to get heard by your audience so that you can move your business forward, guys. It's about intentional action in 2023, and part of that intentional action is really paying attention to your content, right? It's a great time for you to review your content and make sure that you are creating the right type of content, that you're showing up in the right places and speaking to the right people. Because your content, that is the information that you're putting out, whether it's videos, emails, blogs, social media posts, interviews on radio, TV, press, wherever you're showing up. Your content is the information that you're sharing with your intended audience that will help you to attract the right audience, right? As well as build that know, like, and trust, because people have to know that you know how to solve their problem, right? And you need to be able to communicate how you solve that problem for them in a very clear and concise way. It's all about your content, guys. That is where it starts. If you're not creating content, and it doesn't matter what type of business you're in, whether you are new in business or old in business, whether you're selling products or you're selling services, your content is where it is at. What are you sharing? What are you putting out? What are you telling your audience? What are you showing your audience? How are you building those relationships? And a lot of times, entrepreneurs struggle with content for 3 reasons. And let's just go through those reasons really quickly. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments. I am seeing the comments, so drop them in the comments. Hey, hi, right? Drop them in the comments so that I can see, right? So there are usually three issues people have with content. One of the main issues is that they don't know what content to share, right? So when I say let's create a 30-day content plan or whatever, it's almost like, it's always, the conversation is always, but Adanna, I don't know if I have enough information to share with my audience. And the truth is, you do have enough information. You are working in your business every single day, so you know what questions are being asked, you know the tools and resources that you need, you know how to use your product or service to solve the challenges of your audience. There is content everywhere you look. You are just not thinking about it as content because you're so engrossed in your business that you don't realize that this information in front of me, this question that somebody asked me, this post that somebody shared, this answer that somebody gave, is actually a piece of content. This tool that I'm using is actually a piece of content. It's about readjusting your mindset to identify when content falls in your lap every single day. Content is always falling in my lap. From the time somebody jumps in my DM, somebody replies to my email, somebody replies underneath a post, somebody shares something in DBS about business. It's just content coming. How I use the content is a different story, but there's always content in front of you, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. So the first challenge is always, what content do I share? Where do I find this content? The second challenge is usually, where do I show this content? You know, a lot of people think that, you know, I need to have a Facebook page, and once I have that Facebook page and I just post, then I will get my clients, then I will attract my clients, and then I'll get my sales. 9 times out of 10, that is not how it works, right? So creating content that is consistent and frequent, and that's important, guys. It has to be consistent content. It can't be that you're showing up once every 2 weeks, because that's not consistent, and that's not enough for your audience to build your know, like, and trust, right? I have one coach that I follow, and she shows up at least 8 times a day. Not saying you have to do that. I show up at least 3 times a day. Not saying you have to do that. You have to figure out what makes sense for your audience, right? But it's definitely, I can guarantee you, it's definitely not once a month or once every 2 weeks, right? Because your content, as I said, is there to help you build that know, like, and trust. Your content is how people are going to buy from you, which you should be sharing every day, because you should be selling every day, and it's through your content that you sell. So your content has to be consistent and frequent enough so that you raise your visibility and people build that know, like, and trust with you. Your content has to be shared in the right spaces. Some of you don't need to be on Facebook. I have clients who have no identity on Facebook, because that's not where their clients are. That is not where their ideal clients are. Facebook people are not the people they are trying to attract, right? You have to know where your audience is. Don't just go on Facebook because it's the popular social media platform, or on Instagram, or even on TikTok because it's new and it's popular. You have to know where your intended audience is, so that you would know where to share your content. Does it make sense? Tell me in the comments, guys. Am I making sense to you? Am I making sense? Are you getting some aha moments? Creating consistent and frequent content is important. Tell me in the comments, or give me some hearts, some love. Let me know if it's making sense and it's triggering something for you, right? Creating consistent and frequent content is important, and also understanding where you have to share that content. You have to know where your ideal clients are, or else you just wasting energy, right? And it's all about being productive. It's really all about being productive. So once you can identify your ideal clients, once you can identify where they are spending the majority of their time, both online and offline, right? So I'm not just talking about social media. If you're going to do a radio interview or a TV interview, or even if you're going to be interviewed on a podcast, or for a magazine or whatever, you have to, I know you get excited about, oh my God, they want to feature me, oh my God, they want to share my story. Yes, but you also have to figure out, is this where my audience is? Do they listen to this radio station? Do they read this newspaper? Do they buy this magazine? Is this my intended audience? And if not, then why am I expending energy to place myself there, right? You have to have clarity about those things. A lot of times when I speak to entrepreneurs and I say to them, so who are you trying to sell to? Who are you trying to attract? And they start off with anybody or everybody who. No. That's like throwing a net in the ocean and just being grateful for whoever you pull in. But whoever you pull in may not be your ideal clients. Whoever you pull in is going to haggle you about your prices, because they are actually not the people that you want to attract, right? It's not about whoever and anybody. It's about the ideal people, right? It's about the ideal clients. Who are your ideal clients? Is it women? Is it fathers? Is it vegetarians? Is it diabetics? Is it entrepreneurs? Is it spiritual people? Is it people trying to lose weight? Is it... Get really, really specific. Stop saying anybody who wants to buy a present for Christmas or anybody who wants to buy a present for Valentine. Everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas. Everybody doesn't celebrate Valentine's. Everybody doesn't celebrate birthdays. Everybody doesn't celebrate Easter. Everybody does not participate in Carnival. Get specific. And in that way, in getting specific, then it becomes so much easier for you to create content that you can put out that will attract them to you. So you're not going to be chasing clients anymore. You can attract clients to you because you're showing up in the right places. And the third thing, you're showing up with the right message because you understand their challenges. So you're speaking directly to their challenges using the language that they use and explaining to them specifically how you can solve their problems, right? Which would attract them to you. So you don't have to chase them. They will automatically jump into your DMs or click on your link and say, yes, 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 I want to be part of this. I want to buy this program, or I want to buy this product, or I want to hire you to do X, Y, and Z, whatever that may be. Right? So creating that content that is speaking directly to them, the right messaging, speaking to the right people, and creating content that is consistent, right? Where you can show up consistently and frequently. Those are the three things I really want you to think about. How can I show up consistently and frequently? How can I create enough content that allows me to show up consistently and frequently, which I can automate if I want, and which I can do some of it organically, right? Do a mix, right? How can I create content that allows me, or create messaging that allows me to speak directly to my audience using their language, showing them that I understand what their challenges are? Right, guys? Does it make sense? Is it making sense? Tell me in the comments. Give me some hearts, some love. Is this making sense? Are you getting those aha moments? Give me some hearts. Are you getting those aha moments? Right? I want you to think about that in this season. Now is the time to start. Now is the time to be intentional with your content, your messaging, your frequency. Yes, your messaging, your frequency, and make sure you're speaking to the right people. You don't need to speak to every and anybody. You want to know who are the right people that you're speaking to. Understanding that will help you to create content that is so much easier. You won't be pulling out your hair. It won't feel like a chore to show up. It won't feel like a chore to do a video. It won't feel like a chore to write a blog or send an email or even to do an interview, because you know who you're speaking to. You know exactly what message that you want to share with your audience, right? You know what you want to be known as and what you want to be known for, and you know you are very, very clear about how you can help your audience solve whatever problems that they are having, whatever challenges that they are having. Right, guys? Does it make sense? Share this video with your business partners. Share this with your business buddies. Share this with your accountability partners. Go ahead and share it. Share it with your accountability partners. Share it with anybody that you know who is currently an entrepreneur and who may be struggling with creating content, with showing up consistently, with creating content that converts into sales. Because you can be creating content and sharing on your social media Sunday to Sunday and get absolutely no sales. Absolutely no sales. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Tell me in the comments. Why do you think that is? That you're showing up Sunday to Sunday and you're not getting any sales? Right? More than likely it's because your messaging is off. It's either your messaging is off, or the people who are following you are not your ideal clients. Right? Your messaging might be off, or the people who are following you are not your ideal clients. So that's why it's not just one thing you have to think about. You have to think about all three things. What is my messaging? Who are my ideal clients? And am I showing up in the right place? And am I being consistent and frequent? You understand, guys? It's not just one thing. And that is what makes you a master at content creation. That is what helps you create content that converts into sales, converts into leads. Create content that makes people say, yes, 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 yes. I want to buy from this person. I want to hire this person. I want all of her products. I want to be in her circle. I want to join her membership. Yeah? So I hope that this makes sense to you, and I hope that it really makes you start to think, and I hope from moving on from today you can start to create content